The conservative war on Starbucks continues. Now, a few days ago, the geniuses over at Breitbart decided to run a story that reported that a barista decided to, she refused to write Donald Trump's name on a holiday-themed Starbucks cup. And of course, you're not showing the proper respect to the new dear leader Trump. Now, Starbucks, as you might know, they've traditionally yelled out the name of a customer when their order's ready. So, Johnson, Big Johnson, we got a coffee for Big Johnson here. Okay, that's funny. That's cool. Now, conservatives decided that they would have a fantastic idea to piss off the liberals. They would say, my name is Trump. So write Trump on my cup. And they're like, okay, whatever. Right? And the whole plot is to basically hear people yell out the name of Trump. Great. Which, of course, continues.
His supporters aren't looking for a leader. They're looking for an idol.
Yeah. Now, this continues the fine tradition of sticking it to the PC liberal company by giving them their hard-earned money for a overpriced coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. You're still buying our coffee-themed milkshake.
You're still buying the coffee. Which, look, admittedly, is not even that great.
The coffee-themed milkshakes? I'm okay with. I don't.
They're
I'm
okay.
Just a straight-up black coffee guy.
But they're nothing to write home about. That's for sure. Like Starbucks is.
I agree with you.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree. I'm not a huge. Am I breaking up?
Yeah. Totally.
All right.
Okay. So look. I want to direct you guys who are watching. Look, do you guys remember last year's freakout? Now, it was headed up by a guy named former pastor Joshua Foreskin, something like that. I don't quite remember his name.
I think Foreskin was the proper pronunciation.
Maybe. So this guy...
Because they called the choir the genitalia, so... I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. Now, he had this great idea. He's like, oh, they're taking Jesus out of Christmas, Christ out of Christmas. So I'm going to make Starbucks write Merry Christmas on my cup. As some sort of revenge for the company not being into Jesus enough, which is a private multinational corporation. That's kind of what Jesus was against. And besides, even if he's not against a giant multinational corporation, I doubt that Jesus Christ really needs any more product placement than he already has. Let's just be honest.
He's doing okay.
I think he's doing okay. But no, you have a new Twitter hashtag. Well, it's actually not a new hashtag called #TrumpCup. Okay, so it's not new, but it's basically regained traction as a rallying point for pissed off conservatives who keep coming back to Starbucks for their supposedly semen-flavored coffee. No, I'm not kidding. Just ask Pastor Manning. In fact, I have a clip of Pastor Manning talking about semen-flavored coffee from Starbucks. Check this out. This is classic fun. It's an old clip too, but let's just take a look.
Starbucks has been what's the word I'm looking for? Legally accused of. This is the word legally accused of using male semen in their lattes.
In their latte.
So when you drink Starbucks coffee, it's right there. See it right there. I'm not making this up. Inquisitor is a reputable online service, and they wrote 3 pages on this, the event. And the FDA is investigating. A lot of other people are investigating as well. So my question is, where are they getting all this semen from? My suspicion is that they're getting this semen from sodomites. That's what my suspicion is. And somebody has discovered that semen, like cord blood, you know what cord blood is? Well, I don't have time to tell you if you know what cord blood is. My suspicion is that semen, like cord blood, has the opportunity, and it has millions and millions of little zygotes in it. And it flavors up the coffee.
It flavors up the coffee. The sodomite semen.
How interesting would it be to live inside of that dude's head for a day?
No,
Or terrifying, or both.
Both terrifying.
I think, dude, like, this guy truly believes that, if you go in the back at any given Starbucks, you'll see their supply closet, you'll see some different espresso containers, and you'll see some different mixes, and then you'll see a big group of dudes just jerking off into containers to make sure that the sodomite inventory supply of semen isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, dear God.
That guy, apparently this is what that guy believes.
Yeah, and so that's classic Pastor Manning for you. Now, back to the original story, back to the talking about the hashtag Trump Cup. Now, since they're calling for this whole thing, for you to go and spend your hard-earned money at Starbucks to spit in their eye, which makes no sense, the irony on this was not lost on Twitter. Now, Pink Lady tweets in, instead of asking for a hashtag Trump Cup, why don't you just boycott Starbucks? Companies only get the message when it hurts their wallets. Now, that actually makes sense. That's actually somebody who is somewhat smart. Like, hey, dumbass, it doesn't make sense for me to give a company money that I hate. Duh. And Viper Z28 tweets in, why are you giving Starbucks your money and support? You're only attacking the worker. Hashtag Trump Cup. So those are two sensible people that, of course, are going to get drowned out on Twitter because, look, it's Twitter, all right? In fact, there were some others that mocked this whole thing. Tracy Singer tweets in, I'm unclear what happened, but this should have been no big deal. Who cares what name they write? They never get them right anyway. Again, somebody making sense. Seth Pajak tweets in.
Yeah, look, I don't go to Walmart and then buy a bunch of stuff, and then when I'm done at the cash register, I go, Bernie Sanders is awesome. Ha ha! I showed you guys. I'm getting it to you. I rule. Like I don't do that.
O'Doyle rules.
Because that makes no logical sense. Just like this doesn't.
Again, O'Doyle rules.
Right? Who rules?
O'Doyle rules.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. There's your movie throwback. As I said, Seth Pajak tweets in, if all the Trumpsters use the same name at Starbucks, they'll get their orders mixed up. They did not think this through. Yeah, I know. So, look, Ron, while you're here, I want to ask you, what is the deal with, and I'm going to sound like Jerry Seinfeld here, what's the deal with conservatives and Starbucks? No, that's exactly the question, though. Look, if you don't like Starbucks, then don't buy their coffee. You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to buy their super expensive coffee anyway. I mean, look, they're overpriced. I'm not a rich person. I don't regularly buy their coffee. I just don't. I go to the local grocery store. I buy the cheapest shit that I can and hope it doesn't kill me or give me the runs. That's basically what I have to do with coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Starbucks guy either. I like just straight up black coffee, so I just kind of make it in bulk at my place, and that's all I do. So, if you think that Starbucks is having a war on Christmas and that bothers you, then yeah, don't go to Starbucks.
Yeah. But look, as I said, the whole thing, the whole war against Starbucks, it doesn't make any sense. If you don't like it, don't go there. And look, a lot of people are like, okay, this is a stupid story. Yeah, it is stupid. That's why I'm covering it, because it's ridiculous. People are so outraged by a company for what? No reason. For first putting up a festive holiday cup without Jesus. Hey, newsflash, they never had Jesus on their cups. Okay? Literally, you're getting pissed for no fucking reason. Calm down. Okay, I know, maybe there's a little bit of hypocrisy here, right? Because I do remember a lot of liberals flipping out over Chik-Fil-A. Right? You remember that. Did you boycott Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I did. But it was before it hit the surface. I had heard about that guy a while ago and stopped eating at Chick-fil-A.
I've never eaten at Chick-fil-A before. Ever. And I don't really care if you do. If you don't personally like, though, what they're doing, you don't have to eat there. And for me, my whole opinion on boycotts is ultimately they don't really work. They don't really have much of an impact. It's more of a feel-good thing for you. Like, okay, if you feel good
No, it's
boycotting
more
a company,
on the micro level.
yeah, it is a micro, and it's also, hey, it makes me feel good to not give that company my money because I don't like their practices. Okay, fair enough, that's great. But if you think it's going to have some giant, impact on their bottom line, not necessarily. And so ultimately, it's kind of on the macro level a fairly useless gesture. Not to say that you shouldn't do it, not to say that I don't agree with the reasons that you do it. It's just ultimately just know what you're doing and know the impact that you have is going to be negligible. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.